Hello, everybody. This is Jennifer Hill. I'm with the Huron Valley Chamber of Commerce, and we are doing Chamber Chatter today again with Andrea Perry from the Chamber, and also hi Andrea, Kim Galbraith from Two Moms and a Mop and Art Cleaning Services. Hi Kim, and Brady Hess from Highland Business Supply.
Hi everybody.
How are you, Brady? Glad that you're here.
Thank you for having me.
We're excited to talk to you two because we know through what's going on in the chamber and watching the businesses that you guys have really adapted your businesses very quickly and through this shutdown. And I would like to talk to both of you about how things are going now, what you've done different, and maybe some ideas on what other businesses can do to adapt themselves and what you guys see in the future. So Kim, let's start with you and how what happened when this all happened? What happened with your business when everything shut down, and what's going on now?
Well, I think it took a couple of days to kind of get through just the shock of everything, and literally the fact that I felt like everything was just melting away. Everything that I had worked so hard for all these years was just coming completely unraveled. And I allowed myself 24 hours to have my little pity party and just accept it for what it was, and then say, all right, we got to figure out what's next. And so we did that by taking a look at different opportunities and different ways that people may need our help or our services. Brady and I are business partners in general, and it was little things. We've talked all the way along through this, so it was, little things like taking maybe Facebook posts and sharing them, or getting in and talking to people. But the first thing I did was I worked on the long-term survivability of my company. So I talked to my accountant and I talked to my bank, and we started that process very early just to make sure that we were going to have a company to go around. And then secondly, started talking to our customers and understanding what they needed, what they thought they might need when. We're in cleaning, so then we never completely shut down, but we started talking to the customers that were still open and trying to figure out how we might be able to better service them. And literally, so as different parts have kind of fallen off or been temporarily on hold, other pieces have come up to really kind of fill that gap for us.
That's great. I mean, I saw you immediately. You're good at that, Kim.
Thank you.
The minute it happened, you just went full force. And Brady, what about you? What have you? I know you guys are doing some really interesting stuff over there.
Yeah, we it's kind of with the timing. St. Patrick's Week is usually one of our busiest of the year. It's kind of a time where you get sports in full gear with March Madness, people going out. St. Patty's Day, obviously busy day in the bar business. For those who don't know, our company, Highland Supply, primarily a restaurant supply company. So that day before St. Patty's Day, immediately we checked in with our customers. Some of them let us know their intentions immediately. Hey, hold my orders, stop orders, whatever it is. But then, like Kim said, took 24 hours, really kind of let it sink in. And in our situation with what we sell disposables, disposables. And so we have a warehouse full of stuff that generally we're selling to businesses and restaurants. And now it's highly in demand by everybody. The toilet paper, household items that typically we don't sell to the public. Here we are sitting on a bunch of them, and our normal customers aren't buying them. So the first thing we did was realize, hey, we have this product that's liquid. Let's figure out a way to get it out there. So we started doing public sales in our office, and it just really evolved. And so we ended up setting up a drive-through, kind of the way our building's set up. It worked out well, and we had a garage door out back, and we were keeping people in their cars. And that's just really evolved. We've been, pretty much selling toilet paper, less than retail, paper towel, tissues, disposable gloves. And so, we just found a new market really for our products. And at the same time, I mentioned selling things less than retail. We're selling 16 rolls of toilet paper for $10. It's been a great value to people. And we got some of our other customers involved with it. I have a production bakery that we service with all of their bags and gloves. And so they're baking fresh bread for us. We're getting it up here every morning and selling it along with the paper products. I got a buddy who owns a produce company down in Detroit. And so I linked up with him, and buying produce from him every morning, and we're selling it here in the form of mixed boxes. So we're keeping it, simple, trying to bring good value to people, supporting my, customers along the way. Pete Away as well, they're a local business who I worked with him, and he brought a whole cooler over of all his, delicious dips and dressings. And so we've been selling those. And I mean, I was thinking about it over the weekend and just what we've been able to do with just a small little idea. We've spent, $5,000 with our own customers in the past, week. So we're giving them business, allowing them to keep people working. We actually were able to bring two guys back to work because of how busy we got with the drive-through. So really just finding the new market for our stuff. And then at the same time, we're such a heavy food service supplier, and we never really looked into other, industries. And Kim has actually opened my eyes to it, some car dealerships and manufacturers. And I've done stuff with Ford Motor Company over the last 3 weeks, these companies who I never thought we could do business with. We were kind of in this loophole where we had all this product allotted for food service, and then it closed. And so we just have found buyers, and we've actually opened about 30 new business accounts in the last 3 weeks.
Wow.
Wow, that's great.
I
do have to say, Brady, you are, I worked with you a little bit when I was at River's Edge in the kitchen there, and I can only say wonderful things about Highland Supply. You guys are just great. And the fact that you've modified your business plan to do bread and different produce, that's absolutely incredible. So kudos to you.
Thank you. I appreciate the kind words. It's we've been eating quite healthy over here with all the produce.
Right?
But no, it's been a lot of fun, and we do, what we're doing right now, it's great, but we do, hope to get back to somewhat of normalcy here, and we're kind of gearing up for that. And it's kind of been like really worked out for us. I talked about, spending money with our customers, bringing people back to work because of it. What our innovation has done is kind of laid the groundwork for we're moving into a new building here this summer. And so we're actually going to have a public walk-in where you can come in and buy things, bulk toilet paper, and some really cool things for the household, gloves for all different applications, hairstylists, tattoo artists. So it's kind of been a good start to the public sales, which we'll go full force with once we're in our new building.
I think all that's great. And I'd like to also say thank you to you, Kim, for, joining with Brady and helping another member business elevate their business. That's awesome. And I know that, in other instances, we've called on you to help with other businesses that are struggling. And, I, for one, and I know that Joelle and Andrea feel the same way, that that's such a great thing.
Yes.
That we can count on, our members to bolster the other members up is what we are trying to do.
You know what? It all comes back, and I think it helps you. Initially, you're helping out somebody else, but what it really helps you do as a leader within your own organization is it helps you just get your head out of just your own stuff, and gives you some perspective to be able to remember that you have to keep moving forward at all times. And I mean, a good example of that is Brady is I haven't even told you yet because we've both been so busy, but you've picked up 2 accounts from us that we've helped with over the last couple of weeks. But one of them I ran into them at Kroger. It was a fairly large size business, and they were buying paper towel there and some toilet paper. And so I told them about you. I was really shocked that they were still buying everything retail.
Wow.
And all I know is that an hour later, I got a text from the owner saying, "Oh my gosh, we had no idea. Thank you so much for setting us up with Highland Supply."
Wow.
And then today, Brady is actually delivering a fairly large order to my largest customer, which potentially could become your largest customer too here in the short term. But it's just, my customer is looking for somebody that they can rely on. And it's good to be able to have these relationships that you can refer off, because in the end, it all comes back to you as well.
Yeah, no, totally. And I appreciate the referrals, and, kind of what you talk about, helping the other businesses in the community. They say always, surround yourself with successful people and like-minded friends. And like within the Chamber of Commerce, like you're only as good, as I guess, I'm not going to say your weakest link, but you want to be bringing other businesses up, and as a chamber, be doing constructive things. I'm sure we've all been part of a referral network before, and that's really what, chamber isn't has its own referral network, but at the same time, you want to bring everybody up, help everybody out. And that's, I didn't really even realize it when we were doing it with our customers, buying their stuff, how much it helped them. And you sending referrals my way, and me getting you critical supplies. I know it's been a little bit tough, but doing the best we can to help each other out.
You know what, but it also comes back to me, and one of the things we've started doing is I started this local organization that started making masks, and we've been donating it to all of our first responders. And we've done over 700 masks in the last 4 weeks to fire department, police department, a lot of the local businesses, the nursing homes, the foster cares, agencies, but we've done it all through donation. And at one point we were having a hard time finding something, and Brady just happened to see it on Facebook, and he sent me a text and said, "Hey, I've got this, will it work?" And not only will it work for that application, but as I'm having to reinvent my business for when we fully reopen in a couple weeks, I'm actually going to buy this product that's going to be a part of one of the tools that we use within our own company.
Yeah. No, it's funny how that worked out. I had so many of those, cloth napkins laying around, and you've repurposed them. So it's been a great thing, digging deep right now. It's actually, we've done a little bit of spring cleaning, and we've done a lot of donations to restaurants. I'm sure you've seen they're feeding the heroes, the front lines, taking food to hospitals. So we've, on the back end, we're helping our customers out that are doing that with container donations and finding things we didn't really know we had and finding a home for them right now. So, there's some positive, within.
I have another question for both of you. And Kim, we talked a little bit before we started Chamber Chatter about where your business is right now and what you're doing. I find it really interesting, and I think there's a lot of businesses out there that might be interested in what you're doing and with the time that we have down, but still continuing to work.
Sure. Well, we are, it's getting better, but I've got a part of my business that is essential, and I have a part of my business that is non-essential. So the non-essential part was shut down on March 24th. And then over time, some of our essential businesses have kind of decided to bow out for a little bit. And so at one point, 87% of my business was shut down, and we're slowly making our way back. But again, the first thing that I did after I stopped licking my wounds was I contacted my accountant and my attorney and my bank. I was actually the first person that I know of to get loan funding. And so having that all in place, we were able to call our staff back and let them know that it's going to be okay. And even if they're just sitting at home, they're all fully getting paid. So we have had 3 weeks, and what we did was we opened up a Google Classroom, and we have daily training sessions with my entire staff, and we're taking full advantage of this gift of time that we won't ever have, where we can really dig in and focus on our staff and talk with them and make sure that we're keeping this community that we've got of people. The Zoom has been wonderful as opposed to just emailing out something, because it allows people to still talk and see each other and keep that sense of team together. But the training and this Google Classroom has just been, and it's been an amazing tool for us.
That's great. And Brady, can you give us a little bit more insight on how people, if they're interested in picking up one of your boxes, how that works? Do they call in? Do they email? What do they do? Or do they just show up?
So yeah, they just show up. We keep it really simple. Starting this week, we're doing it Tuesday and Friday only. Kind of as we get hopefully back into somewhat of normalcy, we're kind of ramping up, getting our guys back to work. But yeah, on Tuesday and Friday, they come at 10 a.m. is when we open it up. There's usually a line, and you stay in your car the whole time. You'll be directed around. We try to keep it, good signs and cones out to direct you. But once you get here, an attendant will take your order. It's me or one of my sales guys will be out walking around. We are in gloves, masks, everything, as we're being safe. And we take your order from your car, and you pop your, back door, and we load it up. We take cash or card on the spot. So no pre-orders, really just first come, first serve. We do have, plenty of toilet paper, towel. That stuff's not going to run out. But the bread and produce, we do recommend getting here early, usually before noon. That stuff starts to go, and we try to keep it fresh. So
your bread and produce box, there's just a mix-up box, and then they buy that no matter what's in it. They just get the box, and then they add toilet paper or paper towels to it, correct? And
Correct.
you can use cash or a credit card.
Yeah, so the produce boxes come as a mixed produce box. We do a vegetable and then a vegetable fruit combo. And that's just for ease and, trying not to touch the items. They come
Sure.
to us prepackaged. And then, you can add anything. We have some cleaning supplies. And again, the bread, 3 different kinds. But yeah, it's been fun. We've been enjoying the interactions. And I'll tell you, we've gotten probably, just from coming through our drive-through, probably 10 new business clients from that. So we're having a lot of fun with it. I miss seeing my current customers. I'm a sales guy, so I'm out all the time. So getting to talk to all the people coming through drive-through, and it's amazing how many people are calling us saints and giving us praise for selling toilet paper. And
Right.
to me, it's almost comical because like here I am selling toilet paper out of the back door right now, and but it's been a lot of fun and we're enjoying it.
Well, I have one more thing to say. The thing that should not be lost when watching this and listening to Kim and to Brady, that it should not be lost, is that they're continuing to network and the ways that they can help people. But those relationships that you're building, selling those boxes to the public, and Kim, the masks that you are doing, and those things will take your business, in my opinion, a long, long way.
Yep.
You never know who's picking up a box.
Yeah.
You never know who you've helped, Kim, with those masks. You don't know who's related to who and where that business is going to take you later at that relationship. So I applaud you both and really understanding that networking and how it's not just that immediate, you're planting seeds.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of businesses, need to take notice of that and act the same.
Yeah, and if I could just add like one thing on that, like planting seeds, the power of social media is so crazy. That's really how the whole drive-through thing took off, and we gained 1,000 new likes in a
my gosh.
Yeah, in a 7-day span. We started off with like 200 likes, and we're almost to 1,200 right now. And so, I mean, just that, we were on the radio. People were calling in, giving toilet paper tips on some radio station, and that's all from social media. And there's a big mix of in our community of young businesses, old businesses, and I think that's definitely where something where like a guy like me, Kim, who I know is on social media, can help others out because it's really free. There's really no cost to it. I didn't spend a single dollar on Facebook ads during this whole time, and it's been crazy busy. So that's a huge thing. I think moving forward, somewhere we can really help each other out is with the social media.
Kim, do you have anything else to add, or Andrea?
I do. Actually, I want to show you something if I can real quick. Hopefully I'm too bouncy. But one of the things people need to be doing is they need to be looking at a reopening strategy. So this is, if I can see, Lisa.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi.
So again, 87% of my business is closed down right now. And I've got 4 of us here right now. And so we're working on packages and when we open up and everything from different ways that we need to communicate within the company to the different offerings we need to give the customers and what are the preparations we need to make to reopen so that we're going to hit this with the ground running. We also took a couple of projects we didn't have time to do before, like redesigning our website, and this is the perfect time. We've got the time to do that. But it seems like it's going so quick that, in the next couple of weeks, everything's going to start going back to normal. What is our communication strategy? And how often do we need to communicate? And what do those messages need to be? And what are the marketing materials that we're going to need? We are literally, the 4 of us, working round the clock and going home with a ton left on our to-do list because there are just so many opportunities that we can take advantage of right now. And every business should be doing that.
I agree. I really do, Kim. I mean, I think now's the time to start thinking about the next month. And
Yep.
you outline and then the other thing is being agile, right? Being, not thinking that you can have this outline on how it's going to go and it may change on a dime, and you have to be agile and ready to change on a dime as well, right?
Right. Yep.
Okay, everyone. Well, I just want to thank you all so much. I think this was a really great chamber chatter. I really hope people are following this because excellent information. Don't you agree?
I completely agree. This is fantastic.
Yeah. Okay, so thanks, Kim Galbraith. We
Thank you.
really appreciate it. You too, Brady and Andrea.
Thank
I'll
you.
talk to you later.
Have a
All
good
right.
night.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.